A man can be dethroned but cannot be defeated. Such powerful and positive words always lead us in our life. To understand the significance of these words, we must know more about Ernest Hemingway and his old man, Santiago. Ernest Miller Hemingway was born in 1899. He was one of the most popular and widely acclaimed American writers of the 20th century. His writings reflected his passionate involvement in bullfighting, deep sea fishing, and big game hunting. He visited Spain during the Civil War and he described his experience in his bestseller, For Whom the Bell Tolls. In 1954, he was awarded the Nobel Prize for Literature following the publication of The Old Man and the Sea. Ernest Hemingway died in 1961. In this video, I'm going to talk about the important questions and symbols used in Hemingway's novella, The Old Man and the Sea. Let's discuss a few questions about Hemingway. First question, which is the writing technique coined by Hemingway? The answer is the iceberg theory. It is a minimalistic theory. Most part of an iceberg is not visible. It's underwater. In the same way, only a small part of the story is visible with the reader's naked eye. The vast depth of the story is hidden from the readers, which means a little context or interpretation is given in a story. He won the Nobel Prize in the year 1954. He was awarded Pulitzer Prize in 1953. His wartime experience was expressed in his novel A Farewell to Arms, published in the year 1929. Who was influenced by The Lost Generation? The answer is Ernest Hemingway. Gertrude Stein is credited for the term lost generation. The generation was lost in the sense that its inherited values were no longer relevant in the post-war world. It included a group of artists, particularly American expatriates living in Paris during 1920s. The writers included Ernest Hemingway, Scott Fitzgerald, E. Cummings, Archibald MacLeish, etc. Where did he use the term lost generation as an epigraph? In his 1926 novel The Sun Also Rises, You Are All a Lost Generation. Hemingway volunteered Red Cross ambulance service out of patriotism and adventure. He was wounded. Despite his wounds, he carried a wounded Italian soldier to safety, and for that, he received Italy's War Merit Cross and a Silver Medal of Military Valor. Which novel summarized Hemingway's experience as a journalist in Spanish Civil War? For Whom the Bell Tolls, published in the year 1940. How did he die? He died of a self-inflicted wound to the head by his favorite shotgun. What he told about his novella, The Old Man and the Sea. The best I can write ever for all of my life. He had donated his Nobel Prize gold medal to the Marian Image of Our Lady charity. In April 1936, he wrote a piece about a Cuban fisherman and Marlin in Esquire. Esquire is an American men's magazine founded in 1933. His best-known works published in Esquire included The Snows of Kilimanjaro. Name the short piece Hemingway published in Esquire about the experience of an old fisherman like Santiago on the blue water, a Gulf Stream letter. The novel is dedicated to Charles Scribner and Max Perking. Scribner, the publisher, called the novel New Classic. The story is a battle between Santiago, an old Cuban fisherman, and Marlin the Fish. The Old Man and the Sea took place in Cuba near Havana in 1940s in the month of September. How many days did Santiago go without catching a fish? 84 days. Who was Manolin? He was a young apprentice of Santiago.
Why did Manolin's family forbidden him? Because of accompanying the unlucky fisherman Santiago. Age is my alarm clock, who said to whom? Santiago to Manolin. The boy considered the old man as his alarm clock because the man used to awake the boy. Who was Santiago's favorite baseball player? Joe DiMaggio. What injury did Joe DiMaggio suffer early in his career? Bone spur. 85 is a lucky number, who said to whom? Santiago to Manolin. Santiago promised that if he caught a fish, he would make a pilgrimage to the Virgin of Cobre. What picture was on the wall of Santiago? A picture of Sacred Heart of Jesus and another of the Virgin of Cobre. Santiago had also once kept a tinted photograph of his wife. As he rowed away from shore into the Gulf Stream, which animal did Santiago think as his friend? Flying fish. What did Santiago mention as galano? A Spanish term for shovel-nosed sharks. What did the old man call the sea? Lamar. Lamar is the feminine form for the sea in Spanish. At last he caught a Marlin fish. How many days did he hold marlin in his line? 3 days. Who attacked marlin? Sharks. What was the feet and weight of marlin fish? 18 feet and 1,500 pounds. The law of nature, kill or be killed, can be applied to Santiago and Marlin. How old was Manolin when Santiago took him first for fishing? 5 years. Who was Perico? Perico was the owner of bodega. Bodega means a store. And he who provided newspaper that reported the baseball scores. The old man was a champion in his youth for arm wrestling. What item of Santiago was described as resembling the flag of permanent defeat? Sail of his skiff. Hemingway purposefully likened Santiago to which biblical character? Jesus Christ. Who was Rogelio? The man who helped Santiago with fishing net. What did Santiago offer to make Manolin for dinner? Yellow rice with fish. What did Santiago compare the sea to, referencing it as being wild and out of control? He compared sea to a woman. After catching the marlin, Santiago's hands resemble raw meat. How did Santiago describe his eyes? The same color as the sea. What was the last weapon that Santiago tried to use against the shark? The boat tiller. What was the worst form of unluckiness? Salavo. Which was the most pathetic and tragic moment in the story? When Santiago saw the great tail of the fish. What was the concluding sentence in the novel? The old man was dreaming about the lions. How many times did he dream about the lions on the beaches of Africa? 3 times. The author used a number of symbols to develop the themes of the novella. The first one is the sea. The major part of the story took place in the sea. And Hemingway identified the sea as a journey of life where all men need to sail. Santiago faces ultimate challenges or great struggle in the sea, and he won the battle by facing all these obstacles. Next is Santiago. Santiago is the main character in the novella and a symbol of independence, affection, perseverance, determination, loneliness, and solitude. He is a loving master of the young boy, and he is a master of patience even in the midst of his failed battle. Though he defeated, he looked only the brighter side of life, and Manolin left his parents to follow the teachings of Santiago. Santiago's 3 days and nights struggle with Marlin, and his deep cuts in the palm symbolize Jesus Christ. Santiago's rigorous journey with the mast reminded us of the Christ's journey to Golgotha. Next is Manolin, a boy who had close relation with Santiago, and he represents new age having full vigor of life. He is old man's great help and the spirit which keep the man alive. Next important symbol is Marlin the fish, the ideal opponent of Santiago, which symbolizes strength and resistance. Santiago considers Marlin as a noble adversary, having a brother-like relationship. The predator and the prey engaged in a universal battle, where we can see an individual's a constant struggle in order to survive in the nature. Both of them are in a fight for the same reason of survival. Next is lion. Lion represents Santiago's lost youth and his decreasing strength. Santiago dreams of lions on the beaches of Africa 3 times. Lions represent Santiago's lost youth, pride, and whenever he longs for strength, he dreams of lions. After his long voyage fighting, he dreams of lions shows he never stops from hopping and dreaming to rise again. Next is the mast. The mast symbolizes the cross which Jesus Christ was compelled to drag. At the end, Santiago takes away his mast from his skiff and takes rest for some time as if it were on his shoulders. Next is the shark. The shark is a symbol of different problems come across in our life. Shark destroyed Santiago's dream to prove himself before the world as a great fisherman. Next is harpoon. It is the strength of fisherman. The lost harpoon symbolizes the loss of power and strength of Santiago. Next is Joe DiMaggio, a silent companion and a hero of Santiago. Santiago considers DiMaggio as the model of perseverance and endurance and a symbol of strength and hope. DiMaggio inspires him with his leadership qualities and determination to win. The image of baseball player playing in pain gives him inspiration to bear his own pains.
Dear friends, I know you are all preparing well for your exams. And we must never forget the great quote used in this novella: a man can be destroyed but cannot be defeated. Study well and best of luck for your exams. Thank you.